exactly what you want to see. Let's run this puppy in. Score a touchdown and tie this game. Life, run for your life, touchdown on one play. Worked on this in practice. Touchdown. It's up to Kelvin Benjamin. This is all you, buddy. Kelvin Benjamin for a touchdown. Oh, he toasted his man. Holmes toasted his man. Spin move. Oh! Oh! What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the video here on the World of Juice channel, and welcome back to another episode of the Atlanta Falcons retro rebuild here on Madden 22 on the PC. That is right, we are back. We finished the off season in the last episode, and it's time to start season number 2 of the rebuild. If you guys have forgotten what the roster looks like after the off season is done, the first off season of the series, we still have Vick at quarterback, but he has not technically developed the way that I would like him to. He's only a 69 overall, so Vick is not developed into the quarterback that I would want him to be, but there's still a long way to go. He's only 23 years old. Speaking of 23-year-old rookies, Tony Romo, our 7th round draft pick, our final draft pick of the draft, is now the backup quarterback at a 55 overall. A lot better than Doug Johnson. So Tony Romo, Vick are the quarterbacks. We still got work done at running back and TJ Duckett at running back as well. I signed Rashawn Salam in free agency. Wide receivers, we got Joey Galloway, who is a little bit of a veteran presence on the roster. We re-signed Brian Finneran because he had a really good season for us, and I wanted to reward him for having such a great season for us. So we've got 2 semi-decent receivers to throw to. Tight end wise is where I'm the most excited because, I mean, we got Algie Crumpler, and he's young. He's only 25. That's not super old. He's 72 overall. But then we got 21-year-old Jason Witten, who was one of our big draft picks, and Antonio Gates, who was also one of our huge draft picks. So hopefully, if these 2 guys can develop, then we are going to be set at tight end for a decade at least, if we want to go with these 2 guys and not like move on from them earlier. Plus, everybody that I drafted, I'm pretty sure everybody that I drafted except for one guy, or maybe they all do. It's either everybody has hidden development or there's one guy that doesn't. I can't exactly remember. I know that Tony Romo does, and I know that these 2 guys do because I remember that. So we're going to be having some good development players, basically. Our left tackle is good right now. He's only 31 years old, so that's not super old. I wouldn't expect him to retire anytime soon. I would expect maybe like 2 or 3 more seasons with him before he starts to really go downhill. Left guard is good. Center is fine. Right guard's fine. Right tackle is obviously fine because we have Todd Weiner. Plus, we drafted Jordan Gross with our first round pick. He's going to be probably our cornerstone of the offensive line for a while, so I'm super excited about that. Then we got Brady Smith and Willie McGinnis on the defensive line, along with Patrick Kearney, Robert Mathis, who we also drafted. So, I mean, this draft was really productive for us. I'm really excited about it. I'm really happy with who we got. D-tackle could use some work. Mark Simonu, obviously one of our better players on the entire team at left outside linebacker. Keith Brooking, I think our best player, Keith Brooking, who's also superstar development, by the way. Matt Stewart's. Then we go to the corners. We brought in Aeneas Williams. That's really the only. I mean, we got Jerron Bolden, I think is how you pronounce it. I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but he's here. Alan Rossum. There's some decent overalls, but they're not going to be anything special for us, I didn't think. Keon Carpenter, Robert Griffith, and then the kicker-punter combination. But if we take a look at our draft picks, we have 3 first-round picks. And so far, after the preseason, all that stuff, we are projected our pick to be number 4. Then we have a pick from Minnesota, which is projected to be 6th, and then Green Bay, which is projected to be the 32nd pick. But these are just projections for the start of the season. We haven't simulated anything, so by the end of the year, we could have a potential of 3 top 10 picks. I wouldn't think we'd have 3 because we have Green Bay's pick, and Green Bay in this time usually is pretty good, especially with Brett Favre. So I wouldn't expect us to have 3 top 10 picks, but we have the possibility of having 2 top 10 picks and then a late first rounder that we could possibly trade and get another first rounder next year. We'll all see what happens when we get later into the season. But we are going to jump in and play the moments on this first game against Seattle, because we did that last season as well. We want to have a dominating offense in the run game because Mike Vick and TJ Duckett, Warwick Dunn, all those guys, DVD as I like to call them. We need to have those guys be very productive. We have a 75 offense, 72 defense, and a 73 overall team. Much better than what the Seahawks are. Well, not much better, but better than what the Seahawks are. I think we should be able to contain what the Seahawks bring to the table. We are not going to throw it deep. We're going to throw it medium. I would contend with throwing a medium. I'm fine with that. And we are going to have, 200-yard rushing. I'm fine with having 200-yard rushing. Let's see if we have anybody injured, and then we will get ready to jump into this game. And hopefully, you want to win every game, obviously. That's always the plus, is to win every game. But I think it would be in our best interest to not win as many. We won 4 games last year. I would be happy if we won 4 games again, because that would mean we accomplish our season goal, which is to win 4 games at the beginning of the season, just like it was last year, so we have a chance of not getting fired. But I think if we win 4 games or less, we'll be perfectly fine. But everything else is ready to go. All the stuff is the same. All the settings are the same. It's on all Madden, all that good stuff. Everything's ready to go. Season number 2 is about ready to start. I hope you guys are excited. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club. Let's jump in and see how this team plays in season number 2.
Today, from Seattle, Washington, it's week 1 of the NFL on EA Sports. It's the Seattle Seahawks taking on the Atlanta Falcons.
It is a sound like no other when they raise that 12th man.
All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We're jumping right into the game, and we've got some third down action to start the game here in Seattle. Mike Vick leads the Falcons onto the field for his 2nd season as the starting quarterback here. We've got Galloway out there. We got Jason Witten out there. Let's see what we can do. Oh, it looks like we're going to have to run right out the bat. We got a flag. Can we be elusive? It doesn't really matter. I probably took an unnecessary hit there. The flag is going to be a holding call, as it usually is. We get it. We get it. Usually is a holding call. All right, so that pushes us back to 3rd and 17. So now we probably are going to have to throw it here. Quick throw. That's Jason Witten. He holds on, gets the first down, and gets some extra yards after the catch. Jason Witten, the rookie out of Tennessee, making his name known here. That was a great way to get into the red zone. And now we have a chance to possibly score some points here. We're going to go with the read option. Let's see if they read the quarterback. They do. We'll give it to Warwick Dunn. He will fight his way for a couple extra yards up to the 15-yard line, but I want to run with Mike Vick, so we're going to run this read option. They're going to follow the quarterback again. I was hoping they'd follow Warwick Dunn this time. Injury. Whitfield is down with an injury. That's not good. We got Galloway running a nice route. Witten's running. I'm going to drop this down to Witten just to get the first down. Good job, Mike. That's good throwing, good vision from Mike Vick here. And we could be running this ball in. I think that's what we're going to do. Mike Vick rushing for a touchdown, and there it is. Michael Vick with his first rushing touchdown of the season. He just feels so much faster than everybody else. He just feels so much faster with that acceleration and that agility and the speed. I want to get a little bit of a replay on this because I want to show you guys what I'm seeing here. So let's play the full game. Let's go for Let's go for the instant replay here. So this is what I'm seeing. I'm seeing that immediately I'm going to run this ball because I see, I'm pointing, but you can't see that. I see this guy over here. I'll show you through this way. I see this guy. He drops back. This corner, he drops back into coverage of Joey Galloway. I was immediately going to go here. And now he's not technically covering Joey Galloway because he's following Warwick Dunn to the outside. But if I would have thrown it now, that's either intercepted by him, by this guy, or it's knocked down by the corner that's following Galloway, or it's just dropped or not caught. Like, Joey Galloway has a very, very low chance of catching this ball. So I'm like, okay, so that's out of the question already. I'm not throwing to Warwick Dunn because that's not going to get a touchdown. I'm Mike Vick. I'm going to take this for a touchdown. And he just feels so much faster than everybody. As the minute I start running here, I just feel like I'm moving at the speed of light. And then Mike Vick just runs in, easy show off, easy showboat there. And Mike Vick, let's get a close-up of his face because he actually looks pretty good in the game. He's got a good face model in this game. And Mike Vick takes it to the house for a tutty. And, oh, look at that. Look at that. That's what you want to see. That's the Mike Vick that leads everybody in rushing touchdowns. Look at that. That's beautiful right there. All right, let's go back to whatchamacallit. Oh, I might have to... I got to kick this ball. Let's see if I can actually score it. I might have missed it there. And I did. This is why I simulate. This is why I super sim that. I don't know why I'm so bad at kicking extra points. I guess I just get so nervous that I'm going to miss the accuracy that I click it too early. I don't know, but we've got another chance to get some points here on a 3rd down and 6. I kind of want to test out Mike Vick's arm here if Joey Galloway's open. He's not, but I got to throw it. It's hit on the throw, and Jason Witten went up for it. He brought it down, but he could not hold on to it as it got hit. So that's going to be a 4th down opportunity. We didn't even kick the field goal. Are they going to let us go on defense? They are going to let us go on defense here. It's 6-0. Here we go. I'm going to be Kearney. We paid him all that money. We might as well use him. It's going to be picked off. No, you got to pick that off. Is that Kyle Bowler that they have at quarterback? I'm surprised it's not Matt Hasselbeck. 2-minute warning in the first half here in Seattle. 6-3. Falcons lead. Let's see what we can do here. 3rd and 1. I kind of want to send Jason Witten deep, but then again, I don't want to do that. Let's just run this ball. I had a couple guys open, but we've got Mike Vick. And when you got Mike Vick, you got to run the football. Am I right or am I right? I mean, you can't rely on the pass when you got Michael Vick in the backfield. Speaking of relying on the pass, I'm liking these routes run by the 2 corner routes. That's going to be Joey Galloway off his hands. The veteran drops the pass. That wouldn't have been a touchdown, but that would have gave us a 1st down at least. And Joey Galloway off the hands. It's 4th down and 2. We'll give this ball to the running back, TJ Duckett. He gets an easy 1st down right up the middle. But Forney is injured. That's not good. That's the 2nd offensive lineman to go down today. I think the other offensive lineman's still out. I forget what his name was. I think he's still out. Mike Vick, he's going to take it up the field. And Mike Vick with a 2nd rushing touchdown of the day. Michael Vick is on fire today. Lamar Jackson who? Lamar Jackson who? Well, I mean, I should say that because Lamar Jackson technically probably isn't even born yet at this point. Actually, you know what? He's probably born. I got to throw that ball away. Ooh, that was close. I don't know how that guy didn't tackle me. Lamar Jackson probably is like 3 years old or something, 4 years old at this point. Oh, baby, they came off the block real quickly. Simmons, that was my bad. I rolled to the wrong side and Simmons had an easy shot at me. That one's on me. That one is on me. I rolled way too much to the wrong side, and it's 13-10. They score. They get a touchdown. We are in the red zone now. 1st down and 10. I don't even know if I trust any of my wide receivers except for Jason Witten, and Jason Witten already dropped a pass. I trust Michael Vick to rush a 3rd touchdown. There it is. Michael Vick, baby. It's too sticky with it. Look how sticky it is on his hands. the third rushing touchdown of the day for him. He's going off in Seattle. He said, this is my day. Let's test Brian Finner, or Brandon, whatever his name is, Finneran. Let's just test Finneran. I kind of want to, but there's Jason Witten. He's wide open. Jason, this is going to be a fun series if Jason Witten is open like that. We're gonna have a ton of fun. Let's change this, give this to Warwick Dunn. Let him get a couple extra yards. Warwick Dunn for a first down. Big time play. Big time play for him. And this is gonna be a Michael Vick 4th touchdown if we can get it right. Let's go for formation. Let's go for the gun because we want some motion read option here. We want to get the guys following them. Let's see if they follow Antonio Gates here. Oh, he does. Okay, good. But they also rotate another guy around. They're going to follow. Why are they watching Mike Vick? I know he's got 3 rushing touchdowns. Stop watching Mike Vick. I don't want you to. I want you to watch Warwick Dunn so I can go out the other side. And they watched him again. Oh, he pulled him at the last second. I was at the 1-yard line, too. That was a good stop. We're going to go with some red zone scissors. And then we're just going to run in with Mike Vick because he's faster than everybody else. There it is. And touchdown, Mike Vick. 4 rushing touchdowns for Vick in the first game of the season. I'm feeling good. It's Skyline time. Down by 10. We should probably go back on defense pretty soon, but we might as well try and get 5 touchdowns. So we got Truz activated for Mike Vick, which means he can't fumble, I'm pretty sure. I got to throw that away. Ooh, man, our offensive linemen are not doing a good job as I break the edge. They're not doing a good job of holding their blocks just that last second so that I can get around the corner. But it doesn't matter because the read option worked, and Mike Vick stretching for another touchdown. What is that, 5? Is that 5 rushing touchdowns? It is. The read option works, and the stretch handles it for Mike Vick. He gets it done. Good block by Joey Galloway there. 5 rushing touchdowns in a single game. All right, we'll get into another defensive play since I was just talking about it. Let's user Mark Simonu. See if we can get some pressure on Bowler. I think that's Kyle Bowler. They're going to throw it. It's going to be picked off. Ionis Williams picks that ball off. The veteran corner. You're not getting that ball past him. Easy money. 3rd down opportunity. We might as well try and go for 6. See if we can get a record in week number 1 with Mike Vick. Put our name in the record books here. And there's the keeper, the quarterback keeper for Michael Vick. He gets a huge gain. 128 yards and 5 touchdowns for him. Mike Vick is cooking. Absolutely cooking. You know what they say? Let Russ cook? Nah. Let Vick cook. That's what it is. Let's see if we can get a 6th one. Oh, I'm too focused on trying to run that I'm getting sacked there. I think they're starting to catch on a little bit to my schemes, but I lost Truz. That's not good. I might have Jason Witten in the corner, but we don't need Jason Witten in the corner when we've got Mike Vick, and that's a fumble. I've been running too much with him. That's my fault. If I had Truz activated, that wouldn't have happened, but I've been running too much with him. That's probably me. That's my fault. All right, let's get back on defense here. 33-17. We are going to win this game. We're going to start 1-0, which is good because that helps us get closer to that 4-win goal that we've told the owner we're going to try and get to. And that was almost an amazing catch by Tyree. Is that David Tyree? That would have been an amazing catch there, but he dropped it last second. And now let's give Mike Vick a little bit of time to just relax here. We're going to run some offense with Warwick Dunn. See if we can get closer to the end zone. Final timeout used by Seattle. Let's see if we can get that 6th rushing touchdown, because I certainly want to get in the record books with Mike Vick, so we always have that time that Mike Vick ran for so many touchdowns in a single game. Let's see what we can do here. Although I got a man open in the corner, Joey Galloway. Oh, he dropped, or he didn't get both feet down. He didn't drop it. He didn't get both feet down. Sean Alexander's having a moment over on the sidelines with no face. I thought that was a beautiful pass by Vick. It just didn't go our way. Run up the middle of the field, slide down. Good job, Vick. 145 yards, 5 touchdowns for Vick. This is a coming out performance. And there's number 6. He got it. Is that the record books? I think it puts him up there. I don't know if that makes him the leader, but I know that puts him up at the top. And we've got one more play. Oh, nope, the accelerated clock took it. But we get the win, 40-17. See, if we were playing all these games, we'd probably win a lot more than what we would if we're simulating. So 6 touchdowns for Vick in this game. That's pretty darn impressive. All right, the stats on the game. Mike Vick went 13-27, 175 yards, and no touchdowns, no picks. I probably should have had that touchdown with Joey Galloway, but he didn't get his feet down. But that wasn't the main reason why we were excited about this game. This is why: 22 carries, 149 yards, 6 touchdowns and a fumble. That was my fault. I probably was running a little bit too much with him on that drive. 6 touchdowns, though. That definitely puts him in the record books for most rushing touchdowns in a game. I don't think that puts him at the top, but we'll have to check after this game. Receiving-wise, Brian Finneran did okay. 6 catches, 75 yards. Jason Witten, 4 catches, 71 yards. Good job. We also had 6 tackles with a couple of guys. We sacked Kyle Buller with Mark Semenu 2.5 times, and then Brady Smith had 1.5. And then we saw the pick with Ionis Williams, which was awesome. So that's the first game of the season. A 40 point game, 40-17, and 6 rushing touchdowns by Michael Vick. What a performance on opening day here in the NFL season. What a way to start season number 2. So our only injury is Bob Whitfield. He is out for 4 weeks with broken ribs. That's okay. I mean, it's going to hurt us a little bit since he's our starting right tackle, but I think we'll be fine in the long run. That's probably why we weren't getting as good of blocks on the edge, just because our left tackle was injured. There's Mike Vick out there as he's talking to Dan Reeves, Coach Reeves. He's looking pretty good. All offensive linemen earn, 4,000 XP? That's pretty good. You love to see that. But let's quickly check and see the history records, NFL records. Let's see where that puts Mike Vick all time in a game. Rushing touchdowns. That puts him tied for the lead. Alvin Kamara, in real life, did this on Christmas in 2020. And then Nevers did it in 1929. So technically, there's only 2 guys that are in the record books, because this technically hasn't happened yet. But in terms of Madden, you can't take away these records. So he's third. He's tied for first with 6 rushing touchdowns in a single game. That puts him in the history books. I'm happy about that. I'm certainly happy about that. But that's going to take us to the next part of the episode, which is I'm going to simulate a couple more weeks. We probably won't jump into another game, but I want to do one more thing before I do all that, which is show you guys the draft class. I don't think I showed you guys the draft class because I put it in the... No, I obviously didn't, because I put it in the whatchamacallit, in the preseason, or in week number 1 before I started the episode. So this is we're in the 2003 season, so this is the 2004 draft class. Eli Manning, obviously, Phillip Rivers, the iconic Eli Manning doesn't want to go to the Chargers, gets drafted there, and then says, I won't play for the Chargers, so he gets the Giants draft Phillip Rivers, and then they do a swap deal. So it's iconic. Other quarterbacks in this class, you got Ben Roethlisberger, Matt Schaub, Craig Krenzel, Cowboy Craig Krenzel, Jim Sorgi, famous backup for Peyton Manning. Not famous for anything, just because he's bad. And then you got, rest in peace, Jared Lorenzen, who is here as well. Then at running back, you got Steven Jackson, Chris Perry, Julio. I was gonna say Julio Jones, but it's Julius Jones. You got Michael Turner. It's not a great running back class, if we're being honest. Then we go to wide receivers. You've got Larry Fitz, who was the number 3 pick in the draft, number 2. I forget what pick he was, but he was top 5 at least. Out of Pittsburgh. Then you got Roy Williams, you got Lee Evans, Michael Clayton, Michael Jenkins. There's a couple options here. Jericho Cotchery down a little bit later. There's certainly some options for a late round draft pick. Maybe not late round, but like a first round pick. Like Michael Jenkins would fit really well on our team alongside Finneran and whoever else we have, Joey Galloway. So we need to start building up that wide receiver core. And then tight end, we got Kellen Winslow, Ben Watson, Ben Hartstock, Chris Cooley. Not a whole lot of notable guys in the tight end class. Left tackle, not great. Robert Gallery, about the best one, but he really didn't pan out too much. I mean, Jason Peters down here is an undrafted free agent, so that could be a nice little sneaky pickup to bolster our offensive line. Then at left guard, you don't got anybody really of note on the offense or at left guard. Center, same kind of deal, not crazy names. I mean, there's some guys you may recognize, but there's nobody that really had like an amazing Hall of Fame career. Those are the guys that I tend to point out, the guys that you guys would recognize. Vernon Carey, Max Starks, nobody else really on right tackle. Luckily, we already drafted our franchise right tackle last year, so we don't technically need that. Left end is not that great either. Right end is Will Smith, but I don't know. We might take Will Smith. I'm a big fan of Will Smith. Rest in peace. Robert Gathers. Jared Allen's also here, day 3 projection. So there's some good right ends we could possibly get. D tackle, Vince Wilfork. We certainly need to work on our D tackle position because we don't have a lot of depth there. We don't even have a guy over 70, I don't think. So we certainly need to maybe draft a D tackle in this draft. Maybe it's Darnell Dockett or Randy Starks, or maybe it is Vince Wilfork. Who knows? Then we move on to left outside linebacker. We got Jason Babin, Carlos Dansby, Daryl Smith. Not a crazy left outside linebacker class. There's a couple names in there. Jonathan Vilma at middle linebacker, who could be an interesting possible draft pick for us. He's about the only name there. DJ Williams at right outside linebacker. Sean Phillips. It's not a great linebacker class in general. Then we move to corner, which is D'Angelo Hall, Dante Robinson, Chris Gamble, which I'm excited to possibly scout and see how he looks, because I've always been, if you know me, you know that I'm a big Chris Gamble fan. Will Poole is here at corner as well. This draft class is very, very top heavy. Sean Taylor, rest in peace to him. Bob Sanders, Will Allen. There's a good free safety class. It's a very, very good free safety class. Sean Taylor's definitely on my list, but he's a top 5 guy, so we'd have to get him with our number 1 pick. And I don't know if that's the option we go with. It might be. Who knows? We'll see as we get later down. Jordan Babineau, and then Mike Adams. And then kicker is not really that great. Andy Lee, only notable punter. But obviously this class is known for being the Eli Manning, Phillip Rivers class, Larry Fitzgerald, Sean Taylor, obviously, guys like that, Big Ben. So we'll see how those guys go, but I figured I might as well show you guys the draft class since this is really what the series is about before I forget. So I'm going to simulate a couple more weeks. We'll get to the halfway point of the season. I'll bring you guys back in. Then we'll wrap up the episode by kind of going over how the team is looking, how the stats are looking, and then we'll end the episode. So I'll see you guys around like week 8, week 9, around that point. All right, here we are at week number 9. We got the Browns this week and then a bye week next week, but that's probably going to be simulated in the next episode. Let's see how we're doing. We're 4-4 on the year, which is as many games as we won in last season. So we're making progress. I don't necessarily think this is going to be a playoff team by any means. I'm not diluted by those dreams or those visions, but let's check and see how everybody's performing through the middle part of the season. So Mike Vick's got 1,800 passing yards, 10 touchdowns, and 1 pick. That's very, very good for this part of the season. I'm very excited at how he's been performing. Then we've got his rushing stats. He looks like he's gotten 3 more rushing touchdowns since we've simulated, but I've also simulated about 8 weeks of the season since then, so that's not technically that great. 88 carries, 362 yards. The only bad thing is simulation, the CPU doesn't really run the ball with the quarterback that much. Not as much as I would. He'd have a lot more rushing yards if I was playing every single game. Work done has got 561 yards, 6 touchdowns. Receiving, Jason Witten looks like to be the number 1 guy so far, which is good. We want him to develop. On defense, we've got Keith Brooking already. Wow, look at the difference. We're about 8-9 weeks into the season. Keith Brooking's got 80 tackles already. Look at the difference between him and these other guys on the team. That's crazy. Brooking is going crazy with tackles. 4.5 sacks for Brady Smith. 4 for Mark Simonu. Interception leader is Keon Carpenter and Ames Williams. We've only gotten 2 interceptions this season. We don't really generate a lot of turnovers, it looks like, in terms of intercepting the ball. But if we take a look at the yearly awards to date, we've got Michael Vick leading the MVP race. Look at that, leading the MVP race, which is exciting. He's also leading Offensive Player of the Year. We're leading Offensive Rookie of the Year with Jason Witten, which is good. Best quarterback. All right, so we could have some awards coming our way if we're not too careful. That's pretty good. MVP of the league, Mike Vick. I'm here for it. I am certainly here for it, but we also have the 7-1 Tampa Bay Buccaneers in our division, so hopefully they don't dominate the entire save. But we've got some pretty decent overall guys. Okay, so some of our guys have revealed their depth traits. It looks like Jordan Gross is a superstar development right tackle, which is amazing. Jason Witten also has superstar development as well. We'll move Antonio Gates above Algie Crumpler just so he can get some more playing time, because he's gotten a little bit of playing time, but I want Antonio Gates to develop, so we're going to move him up. Obviously, Mike Vick is a X factor. I don't know what I was talking about with him being a 69 overall or whatever. He's clearly not that. I don't know. I must not have been thinking when we first started this episode. But we've got 2 star running backs. Our wide receivers are not that great, but we'll just continue to work it. On defense, has anybody revealed theirs? We still don't know what Robert Mathis is. How far is he away from finding out? He's not super close. We already knew that Brooking was a superstar. We got Simonu up to star last season, if you guys remember. Patrick Kearney's also star development. Smith and Willie McGinnis are star development as well. Ionis Williams is. So we've got some pieces, some younger pieces that have some development traits, but I'm excited that we drafted 2 superstar development guys right here. We don't know what Antonio Gates is yet, but I would hope it'd be superstar as well. Tony Romo, I'm not sure we'll ever find out until next season. This season, he's played a little bit, but I don't know if we'll find out this season what he is. So that's how the development of the team is looking. Mike Vick playing up to a 98 overall. He's having a great season, possible MVP of the league. Our overalls have gone up. We're a 76 overall offense now, 72 defense, 74 overall. I'm pretty sure that went up. But that's going to do it for this episode. I hope you guys did enjoy. 4-4 Atlanta Falcons halfway through the season. I think this could be a building block year. I don't know. Actually, but before we end, let's quickly check and see who or where our draft picks are projected this part of the season. So we are projected the 13th pick with our pick, and then the 16th pick with Minnesota, the 30th pick with Green Bay. So it looks like both us and Minnesota are having very, very good seasons, unlike last year. So we might not have a top 5 pick. We might not have a top 10 pick unless we go on a losing streak and we only win these 4 games. That certainly is a possibility, but I don't think that's going to happen. So we're looking at 3 first-round picks, but they could be a little bit later in the draft, which is not a big deal, but it does hurt when we're trying to build a quick team. I guess we're trying to go for the long run, so I hope you guys did enjoy. That's going to do it for the video. Make sure to smash that like button if you did. Hit the notification bell and the subscription button as well. Join the Juice Club, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.